Hello, everyone. I'm Angela Raincatcher, the convener for Connect DC, which is a Wiccan-based public ritual group that seeks to heal and transform the city of Washington, DC through magic, mystery, and celebration. As a pagan ritual group, Connect DC builds relationships within our community and with the earth itself. In order to further our right relationship with the land and with the people who have tended and held it sacred from time immemorial, we acknowledge that we normally hold our rituals on the ancestral lands of the Nacotchtank, the Pamunkey, the Piscataway, the Padawan, Saponi, Seneca, Tutela, and other peoples whose names we may not know and are yet committed to learning. We pay respect to their elders, past and present, and we honor their truths. I want to welcome you to our Beltane ritual. We are using StreamYard to give us some functionality in this live stream. Now, as Brene Brown calls it, this is our FFT, which means our flippin' first time at a group ritual online. And that means we know that things are not going to go perfectly, but we also know that we have experience in doing new and experiential things. And as we practice and move forward, we will hit our stride. So today, we are asking both for your patience with any flubs, but also for your constructive feedback about this live stream and your experience. And we will use your comments to help us improve and to grow. And that reminds me, I'm supposed to be showing that banner. I want to encourage you to fully participate in this ritual by holding the words in your heart, but also following the actions described either physically or in your mind's eye. And if you're new to ritual, don't worry. We're going to describe everything that we are doing. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to Adam. For purification.
Hello, my name is Adam Miramon, and I'll be providing purification today. Before we enter into sacred space, we will clear our energy of any and all negativity, and stagnation. I invite you to look at the image of the incense burning on the screen and listen to the singing bowl. We also encourage people to light some incense and purify with salt water. And now I pass this live stream off to Marnie, who will lead us, who will read the ritual intention.
Hi, I'm Marnie Twig, and I'm going to start with a little bit of history about Connect DC, and then I'm going to read our intention for the year and our intention for the Beltane ritual. So the roots of Connect DC go back to 1998, when our founder, Katrina Messenger, was looking for ways to meld her Wiccan spiritual practice with her long-term political activism. That spring, she attended the public spring equinox ritual put on by the ritual planning cell of the Reclaiming Collective in San Francisco. She returned home with the idea of starting a public ritual group in her hometown of DC. The first ritual was held for summer solstice in 1998 on the roof of the now closed Thomas Women's Bookstore. After discussing her idea for the original working with numerous friends and colleagues, Katrina launched Connect DC in the spring of 1999. The original working of Connect DC was to ritually reconnect the boundary stones that were placed around the city in the 1790s and give the city some good magical boundaries. The original working began at spring equinox in 1999 and concluded a year later at spring equinox in 2000. So after that, Connect DC celebrated solstices, equinoxes around the city in a stop, drop, and do ritual manner for several years before adding Samhain and the other cross-border rituals. In 2013, we began holding our rituals at Two Rivers Sanctuary in DC. And in 2017, we added full moon rituals to the mix. In 2019, to celebrate and honor our 20th anniversary of Katrina's vision and the original working, Connect DC revisited the boundary stones with the intent to reinvigorate the city's magical boundaries and to create a strong container for our community. So that's the history, and here we are now. And I'm going to read our ritual intention for the year first, and then the one for Beltane. So each year, the Connect DC Ritual Circle creates an intention to guide our work. So this year, our annual intention is: our community is a vibrant container of healing, hope, transformation, and joy. Connect DC provides a sacred space where we can connect with our deepest selves and with each other. By celebrating the cycles of nature, we fill ourselves with love and pour that love into the world. And for Beltane. So our intention for Beltane is, in this time of sorrow and uncertainty, we take shelter in each other and we cultivate the seeds of resilience, hope, and joy to carry us into the future. Let us nurture kindness for ourselves and each other, for kindness eases change. And now we are going to hand it over to Harper to lead us in grounding.
Thank you. To further prepare ourselves for this work, let us ground and center into the present moment and into our bodies. Settle into your body. Feel the seat, the bed, the floor underneath you. Feel gravity holding you there. Feel down into the earth, beneath the floor, beneath the foundations. Feel into the dirt and the roots and the mycelia. Let your energy connect to all that. Let that connection expand the present moment. Holding that connection, bring your focus to your body. Feel the edges of your physical self and your energetic self. Sense the edges of your energetic field in front of you, above you, below you, to your left, to your right, behind you, all around you. Let any barrier that you have there, intentionally or not, be strong enough to hold and protect you, and permeable enough to breathe, connect, and work together. Let your awareness begin to widen to the others gathered together here, to this circle we're about to cast. And now, Lisette will lead us in casting the circle.
Now we are going to create a container for the work we do together by casting a circle, which will bring us together on the astral. So I'll need your help to cast the circle. We're going to create this on the astral, and we want to encircle every person who watches this. So I want you to begin by imagining the energy of the world around you being gathered into the palm of your dominant hand. When it gets warm and tingly, almost electric, you are going to cast it in front of you to the farthest point you can see. Now, I want you to imagine a line going out like a fishing line. Pull that line in an arc towards the right, towards and over your right shoulder. Breathe. Keep the line of energy solid as you draw the circle further around and directly behind you as far as you can imagine. Draw it beyond and over your left shoulder and pull it. Pull it to connect the line you started directly in front of you. Now, pull that connected line up above you into the heavens. Pull that energy down into the ground below you. Now that the heavens and the earth and all around you are connected, I want you to hold on to that circle you've surrounded yourself with. And on your next exhale, imagine the energy bursting to fill the circle like a balloon. The circle is cast. We are between the worlds, and what happens between the worlds affects all the worlds. Now I'll hand it over to Aurelia to call in the elements.
Hi, everyone. My name is Aurelia, and I will be calling the elements in each of the directions. Let us call in the elements of the natural world around us to join us in this sacred circle, to aid in our ritual. And if you know the cardinal directions and where they are in your space, you may choose to face them as I call the elements in each direction. And if you don't know, don't worry and let yourself be immersed in the images and the energy. I call to the air in the east. I call to the winds that bring the scent of flowers. I call to the soft breeze, carrying life force directly into our lungs. In times of uncertainty, we look to what may be born, because one thing is certain: new life will come. And we know as we breathe in and breathe out that we will witness its birth. Hail and welcome air. I call to the fire in the south. I call to the opening flower on every stem. I call to their colors that remain vibrant. I call to the flame that keeps itself, that contains its darkness and brilliance, and emanates the strength of its purpose into our hearts. Hail and welcome fire. I call to the earth in the west. I call to the earth that holds and supports. I call to the earth that measures time in eons and contains all that is conceived, gestating, growing, and living. I call to the earth that is healing even as we weep and grieve. I call to our bones that carry the deepest sorrows of our ancestors and the source of our own healing. I call to the rich soil that nourishes all life. Hail and welcome earth. I call to the water in the north. I call to the branches, the streams, and the rivers that feed into our mother ocean. I call to the rivers and the oceans of tears that we cry in our grief and our helplessness. I call to our blood that connects us to all water and all life. I call to the eternal powers of flow, of movement, of pressure and releasing stuck places that need to grow and stretch. I call to the capacity within each of us to strengthen and open our hearts so that we may freely receive and give in the unending flow of love. Hail and welcome water. And now I will hand it off to Adam to invite the ancestors.
Hello, I'm Adam, and now let us invoke the ancestors into our circle. I invite you to look at the images on your screen as I invoke these ancestors. I call upon Florence Nightingale, the founder of modern nursing, the lady with the lamp. Nurture our sick, support our frontline healers, and guide us during this difficult time. We ask that you bring your strength and knowledge of social reform to guide our activists and humanity through this pandemic. Hail and welcome, Florence Nightingale. I call upon Wang Di, the Yellow Emperor, the founder of Chinese culture and medicine. We ask for your spark of medical inspiration and your guidance during this pandemic. We welcome you into our circle with open arms and open hearts. Hail and welcome, Wang Di. I call upon Shen Neng, the divine farmer, the teacher of agriculture and the founder of Chinese herbal medicine. Bring us the herbs, the formulas, the medicines, and the vaccines to support and heal our bodies during this very difficult time. I call upon you with open heart and open arms. Hail and welcome, Shen Neng. I call upon all healers of blood, of bone, and spirit to bring your inspiration, your guidance, and your healing presence during this trying and challenging time. We call upon you with open heart and open mind and open arms. Hail and welcome, great healers. And now I will pass it off to Julia, who will invoke Persephone.
Hello, I'm Julia. And now we invoke Persephone, goddess of spring and queen of the dead, to celebrate with us, to strengthen our work and comfort our souls. Persephone, we call upon you and your lessons of expecting the unexpected. We call upon your experiences of navigating through difficult times. We call upon your ability to flow with change and to breathe through all frustrations that may come our way. Persephone, by your example, you have shown us that all phases shall pass and that we can and will evolve and move through them. Just as the world rested under winter's dark, cold cloak, we call on you and the signs that you are near, the bird song that fills the air, the pinks, reds, and yellows, the subtle blues and multiple greens of Earth's flora, beautiful colors of spring. Persephone, we bid you hail and welcome. And now we go back to Angela to lead us in our working.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you, everybody, for those beautiful invocations. Beltane is a time of beauty. Green is popping and vibrant. The flowers are in full bloom, and the weather outside is warm up and calling us to come outside. Beltane is a time of uncertainty. We stand on the precipice of the future. We know what we would like to happen, and we step forward towards our goals, but their attainment is not guaranteed. Beltane is a time of action. Even though the future is uncertain, we can act in ways to shape it, to guide it. We can ride the wave of the rising vitality of Beltane to move towards a more compassionate, sustainable, and just world. Now, I invite you to find a comfortable position, to turn the lights down if you desire, and to close your eyes if you are comfortable and safe doing so. And I'm having it, sorry. And just bring your attention to your breath. Just notice your breathing in and your breathing out. You're breathing in and you're breathing out. Settling deeper into your body with each breath. As you breathe in and you breathe out. Allow yourself to settle. And in this opened and relaxed place, listen again to the intention of this ritual. In this time of sorrow and uncertainty, we take shelter in each other. We cultivate the seeds of resilience, hope, and joy to carry us into the future. Let us nurture kindness for ourselves and each other. For kindness eases change. At Ostara, we planted and breathed into life a mighty tree to shelter and nourish our community. Imagine in your mind's eye this tree in all of its springtime splendor. Let us gather around it and look up into its branches full of pink and white blossoms. Perhaps you can smell the fragrance of the blooms and feel the warmth of the sun filtering through the branches onto your face. When our ancestors lived a more agrarian life, more closely tied to the cycles of the land, they knew this time of year, deep in their bones, as a time of both hope and uncertainty. As the seeds they planted began to sprout and the fruit trees began to blossom, our ancestors knew what was needed. They needed the land to be fertile in order to feed the community. And so they made love in the fields, and they celebrated in joy to show the land and the forces of life what was needed. They created, through their actions and their bodies, a vision of the world they wanted to live in. And today, using the rising vital energies of Beltane, we will do the same. And so as we're lying here under the tree with the sun dappled on our faces, I ask you to imagine in your mind's eye a vision of the world you want to live in. What does that world look like? What does it feel like? Is it a world of love, a world of abundance, a world of justice and equality? Is it a world where people share their wealth with one another, where everyone is valued and loved, where everyone is encouraged to share their gifts and their talents? Is it a world where everyone has enough to eat, where everyone has a safe place to sleep and dream? Is it a world where everyone can be who they are fully? See and feel that world in your mind's eye. Feel that world in your bones, in your flesh. And now raise your hands, physically raise your hands to your mouth and breathe that world into a ball of energy that you can hold in your hands. Can you feel that seed of a world vibrating in your hands? Feel it. See it. Know that it is there in your hands. A tiny vibrating seed full of potential. And now holding that seed, that vision in your hands, imagine in your mind's eye one action that you can do to bring that world into reality. What can you do to show the energy of Beltane what kind of world you want to bring into manifestation? Can you speak words of kindness and compassion to a stranger? Can you create art? Can you write to your representatives? Can you plant a garden? Can you check on your neighbors? Can you forgive yourself? Can you speak out for those who suffer injustice? Can you do magic? Can you make love? What can you do? And now, see that action in your mind's eye. Feel that action deep in your bones. And now, bring your hands back up to your mouth and breathe that action into the seed of energy that you already hold in your hands. And now we are going to do the Ha prayer and send these visions up to our God selves to be sent out into the energy of the wider world. And if you don't know the Ha prayer, that's okay. It's pretty easy. We'll take 4 deep breaths. And with each breath, we're going to inhale and hold on to as much life energy as we can in our bodies. And then after the 4th breath, we'll breathe all that energy up to our God selves, along with the ball of energy in our hands, to send our prayers up and out into the world. And so, taking a deep breath in, breathe in the life force, and hold it into your body as you breathe out. And a second time, breathe in life force. And hold it into your body as you exhale. And the third time, breathe in. And hold that energy as you exhale. And at this point, your whole body should be like full and vibrating. Take one more deep breath in and breathe in the life force. And hold it in as you exhale. And now bring your hands up with your future world vision. Take a deep breath in. Tip your head back And breathe out, sending that intention up and out to your God self. And take a moment to let it be received. And you may feel some of that energy fall back down, and bless you in response. Blessed be.
There is a fire in the midst of my chest, a burning love that keeps me whole, a sharp sight, a bright touch. The rays of the sun remind me of the work in my hands. The rays of the sun remind me of the work of hope, of connection that requires nothing but light, of the change and heart that beats in time, a time beyond time, a time that begets new time, a new story, a new day, a call, a shout, a pledge that we will be heard, we will be here, a fire in my chest, a drumbeat in my ears, a billion sparks of joy, a love, a deep, deep love in my heart.
Thank you, Lizette. Beltane is a time of beauty, a time of hope, a time of uncertainty, and a time of action. And in doing this little bit of magic today, we have started that action. We have started moving that ball forward. And in the coming days, I invite you to do what you can to enact your action to bring about your vision of the world. Blessed be. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what we do. And now let us thank the powers we invited into the circle. And we're going to start with Julia thanking the goddess Persephone. If I press the right button.
Thank you, Angela.
Okay, Julia, you're on.
Okay. Persephone, thank you for our confidence in navigation. Thank you for our eager anticipation. Thank you for our ability to flow and change, breathe and ground. Thank you for being with us this season through the colors, sounds, and movements of the flora and fauna. Persephone, we bid you hail and farewell. And now, Adam will lead us in thanking the ancestors.
Hello, I'm Adam. We give thanks to Florence Nightingale, to Wang Di, the Yellow Emperor, to Shen Nung, the Divine Farmer, and all the healers of blood, bone, and spirit who have joined us today. We thank you for your strength. We thank you for your knowledge. We thank you for your presence. We thank you for your nurturing. We thank you for your guidance, and we thank you for your healing. And we bid you hail and farewell. And now I will pass it off to Aurelia, who will say goodbye to the elements.
Hi, I'm Aurelia, and I invite you to join me in thanking the elements that have joined us today. We give thanks to the water for your flow of endless love, for washing away what no longer serves us, for bearing and transforming the grief and all that we release from our hearts and souls, and for returning us to life. May we continue to receive and give all that we need. And with this prayer in our hearts, we give you thanks, water, and we bid you hail and farewell. We give thanks to the earth that holds us all, that shows us the path of growth and evolution, and that provides all that sustains us on our journeys. We give thanks to our ancestors for all that they endured that we might be. We give thanks to the sustenance and source of all life. We give you thanks, earth, and we bid you hail and farewell. We give thanks to the fire for teaching us that the flame in our hearts and in the heart of all life sustains itself and must always be fed. We give thanks for what is opening and flowering around us, showing us that life always finds a way and that joy is always accessible, even in the darkest of times. May we carry that message in our hearts as we give you thanks, fire, and we bid you hail and farewell. And we give thanks to the air that keeps breath in our bodies, to the wind that whispers in our ears to keep going, to build, to make, to sing, to dance, to begin, because the future is coming. We give you thanks, air, and we bid you hail and farewell. And now Lizette will lead us in opening the circle.
Hi, I'm Elise, and I want you to begin by drawing your focus back to the circle we cast together. Once you see the image on the screen, I want you to see how the circle is unwinding. Now imagine starting from below you, pulling that ball of energy into your non-dominant hand, pulling it into a tight little ball. Below you, take that energy, and then from above you, pull that energy down into your hand. Now I want you to pull in the energy from in front of you, unwinding towards the left in an arc, towards your left shoulder. Pull it in, unwind it over your left shoulder, unwind it. Unwind it behind you, gathering that energy into your hand, back and over your right shoulder, over again, and then the last little bit in front of you. Gather that last bit of energy into a tight little ball. Tight, tight, tight. Compress it into and between your hands. And then inhale and blow it out, disperse it into the universe. The circle is open, but unbroken. May the peace of the goddess go in our hearts. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. And now to Marnie for announcements. Thank you.
Thank you, Lizette. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone who was in the circle. Thank you, everyone who attended. We have a few upcoming events, all of which are going to be live streamed on our Facebook page, and that's just Connect DC. And that's pretty much until further notice. So here are the different events that you should look out for live streaming. So we have Thursday, May 7th at 7:30 p.m. And that's our next full moon meditation. Then on Friday, May 22nd at 7:30 p.m., we have our very first dark moon meditation. June's full moon then is Friday, June 5th at 7:30 p.m. And our Litha/summer solstice celebration will be Sunday, June 21st at noon. So in the meantime, we hope that everyone is able to stay home and stay safe as much as you are able. Now back to Angela.
Well, I'm just going to reiterate, thank you all for joining us today. And thank you for upholding the magic and participating in the magic of Beltane. We hope that you had a good experience, and we hope that you were able to follow along and to really feel the energy of everything that we did and that you did across the interwebs here today. We invite you to leave a comment and let us know about your experience and how we may be able to improve our future online offerings. I also want to encourage everybody to, if you can do so safely, go outside. Go and stand in your front yard, stand by a tree, and connect with the energy of Beltane directly. The sap is rising. And with that, I wish you all a good afternoon. May the gods be with you, and blessed be until the next time.